What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Gulag Mafia with a series that I've uploaded before, but I haven't really gotten how do I explain it without really the intro? A nightmare. Alright, so welcome to the Sinking City. So today I'm going to start the introduction to a playthrough that I was getting around and then I lost all the
I never have to use it.
Okay. So I'm just going to pick everything up and I'm going to get straight to the first case. Okay. So this is just introductions.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
So, I didn't. I lost all the recordings for this game, so I'm gonna kind of get straight to
At
this.
last, Mr. Charles Reed.
If you guys do enjoy this, please let me know.
Johannes
subscribe for more,
Vanderberg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
That's an eye-catching...
Thank you, Mr. Reed.
Oops, didn't I mean this?
A mere flood is no excuse for one to abandon one's style.
I take it you're a big fan of yellow.
Well, I have a particular weakness for it. Call it a personal quirk.
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I've found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Whoops.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought
Something
Like
tells me that
moths
this guy's
drawn
the
to
bad
a
guy.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot or by boat.
You're too kind, Johannes.
Dude.
Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Okay. So,
That's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
alright, so I'm not creepy at all. Alright, so they're gonna give me a lot of the tutorials. I gotta have my pistol out ready to go. So I have played this game before. I made it to chapter 4. That's Mr. Throgmorton right there. Yeah. So we're gonna get straight to it. This game is really good. I just lost the...
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found,
I
and
just haven't
that
played all the
is
way through it.
final.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
This game is weird, man.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers, mark my words.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damned city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the Shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
Please forgive the question, but
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Tane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for
I'm going
yourself.
to kind of skip some things.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
Okay.
You mentioned...
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
Okay, we're good.
As much as I'm enjoying...
Find my...
Okay. Alright, let's get straight to it. So, this took me a long time to figure out, so I'm going to start with over here. This game is really good. I like the eerie, like noir, like style, like 20s vibe this game gives. Okay, I'm not going to go in the water.
Something with this helm.
No.
Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Forgot how to...
Something with this helmet
Yeah.
gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
My... Okay. Yeah, there we go.
Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Gotta run. I don't think we're supposed to go here first, so we're just gonna go straight to the house and then investigate. So this is the Sinking City, like I mentioned before. It's about Charles Reed goes to the Sinking City to find out more about what's happening.
I've
here.
said everything I know.
So this place is a place that got hit by a flood, and a bunch of weird stuff's been happening, like all this, and there's weird characters. It's a really interesting game, so we're gonna play it. I'm not a good storyteller, so but we're gonna play this and have fun with it. So actually, before I go in here, there's nothing in here right yet. Down here. Okay.
Hello?
Oh, yeah. What? Who are you? Are you police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was at or starve.
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis, we were here. This is our house. Barry was outside, on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... okay. My head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me...
That sounds familiar. Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything, and I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
So we're gonna break down this case in about
Do
20
you know how
minutes.
Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. Kay have mercy on his soul.
Who is this Kay you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. Kay is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know. I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or Kay? Did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
Okay, so the Mind Palace clue. Okay. So look around in here first.
Choo choo.
Real stuff is for our taking.
Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work.
Glenna, Nehri, Glenna, Gebhal, Nukulina.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's a key clue.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee. It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this. Okay.
So
What's happening?
Take this, ape-face. Yeah, run!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
alright, so I'm gonna go with first, second, third.
Take this. Yeah, run!
When
Yep.
Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
Nice. So let's keep going. Okay. Alright, so we're not done yet. So now we go back to the boat and then we report to Mr. Throckmorton. Which should be available to us now. I'm gonna drop this because I don't know how to drop it.
Something with
No,
this
I-
helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Freaking drop it. Thank you. Okay, so we found the will. That's what we were looking for, not the helmet. Okay, so now. So I don't know if we gotta talk to him now. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah.
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots. blood is fresh. Whoever it belongs to could not have got far. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
Okay, so I know where the next clue is. Okay, so that's where we gotta go next, is the bar. So this game makes you like do a lot of things in terms of like where you gotta go, etc, etc. So I'm gonna play the first 4 chapters really quickly since I already know where everything is. This case is like the first step, so we're gonna play these in chapters, of course. I'm not gonna play through. I'm not gonna make you guys watch like 2 chapters in one sitting because that can be very long. So we're gonna just head over to the bar on the keel. We're gonna keep going.
What's your problem? Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
Robert Throgmorton hired me to investigate his son's disappearance. I found the note about your debt to Lewis near his cold, dead body. It looks like Lewis murdered Robert's kid. You want him to come here and ask instead of me?
What?
Don't what me. At best, you're harboring a criminal. At worst, you're an accessory to murder.
What? No. I ain't done nothing.
Tell that to Mr. Throgmorton.
No. No. Throg. Lewis is upstairs. Here's the key.
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. Bye.
So this game can be a little weird at times. I mean, it's a little odd, especially with the...
Hey, who are you?
Some of the
What are you doing?
characters and all that.
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. So I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few
I'm not
bullets
taking
on me.
bribes.
You think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
Please, Mr. Reed.
Now, don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
Okay. So, for the sake of the beginning, I want to go with... I would say yes. Yeah, that's what we're pointing to. But we are going to take him in because he's still considered murder. Even if it's an accidental murder, you should definitely be placed in at least custody. I know this is just a game, but yeah. So we're gonna go tell Mr. Throgmorton what's up, and then yeah, that should be the end of the first chapter.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
No.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
I've tracked down your son's murderer.
Where? Who is he?
Just as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. He's hiding at the local bar. Just ask the bartender. Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family, and took it out on Albert.
Oh, that scum won't be getting off easy. The whole city shall see what happens when you cross the Throgmortons. Justice, bittersweet as it is, shall be served. It's rare for a newcomer to make himself so useful. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Kay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent Geological activity that may be responsible.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, sleeping giants, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster?
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Look at his waist! Look at his waist! He's a no-waste Throgmorton.
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throckmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Alright. So, that is the first case. I hope you guys have enjoyed. It's a really good case. But we're going to conclude on that. If you guys did enjoy this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And this is going to be the first chapter of 9 chapters. So we are going to break it down into 9 different parts. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to quickly catch up so we can get to the parts I have not played yet. Because this chapter alone, I think, took me 50 minutes, and it should be like a 30. But yeah. If you guys have enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you all have a good day. And that's all I got for now, guys. Peace out.